Well, it's been a while, hasn't it? But we are back for the 2018 season, FF1M. Round 1 comes to you from the obligatory opener of Albert Park, Melbourne. And it seems to be the norm for season openers. It's Courtney Cass to my left, team boss of Shake and Bake.
Hello, still as monotone as usual.
Yeah, I've just woken up. I was only here for 3 minutes and I was already falling asleep. So the Albert Park circuit and pre-2021 variant. So it still has the 8-9 chicane at the very top, as you can see there. The previous winner was Lewis Hamilton in the Mitchell, and that season Mitchell had a flying start before losing their way. They only had 2 podiums since the 3rd round.
They fell off big time.
They did, yes, and I'm honestly not expecting them to have a great season because it seemed as if they were chasing stats rather than car development, and they've carried over their 16C, or their 16 chassis, for a 3rd season.
Does the C have less development than the B?
Yes.
Right,
and then the B has less development than the 18s for this season.
Yeah.
That's my theory anyway. But last season, that was won by Tornado, who equalled the Shake and Bake record.
Yeah, didn't beat it, so we both get to win.
Yep. You can share Courtney's record, Tobias. So, 13 teams for this season. We're having to split them into 2 groups of pre-qualifying, and it's the lowest cumulative team total that gets knocked out. So, this race will not see Galaxy, unfortunately, because they had the lowest total, courtesy of their 2 drivers, Kubica and Sainz. And Group B sees Monolith eliminated, as Esteban Ocon and Nico Hülkenberg were 10th and 12th. All the rest of the teams have made it through no problem. I will mention quickly that Friday practice was split into 2 different groups as well, and it's split between odd number teams for Group A and even number teams for Group B. So 7 teams for Group A and 6 teams for Group B. And Courtney is...
I'm just looking at him quite confused. So the car goes fast, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
It's Väinö Kimmonen on pole position for the Australian Grand Prix, and I think that's actually his 3rd career pole. Andrew racing on the front row with Sebastian Vettel, and the first of the Shake and Bake's 3rd in Fernando Alonso.
Okay, that's not bad.
Alessandro Farina in the Gajera in 4th. Lewis Hamilton up in 5th for Mitchell, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo 6th in the other Andrew, who by the way switched to Goodyear tyres for this season. They were Firestones last season. Nolan Bryant, the other Shake and Bake, in 7th, ahead of James Clark in 8th, and then the top 10 rounded by Monegasque Charles Leclerc and Detroit native Chuck Bucknam.
Okay, so both Tornadoes, both Shake and Bakes, both Andrews.
Both Mitchells and both Gajeras.
Yeah.
Row 6 and 7 filled by CBA and AJ, Gonzalez, Raikkonen, Taylor and Alfonsi. Then row 8, the first of the 2 GRMs, Valtteri Bottas 15th, ahead of Max Verstappen in the Willows Judd. 17th is Sergio Perez, ahead of Roman Grosjean 18th. Now you may have noticed that a certain orange-coloured team has not featured yet. Well, there's one of them in 20th, behind the Tilsley of George Russell, who did pretty well. I think he's carrying the Tilsley team this season. Helped them get into the race. And the back row, the other FJR and Tilsley of Caterina Caracciola and Antonio Giovinazzi.
Thing is, though, with your new car, you're going to develop so much faster compared to the B and C teams. So. Yeah,
I did drop an anchor for qualifying. Sunday warm-up, that was topped by Charles Leclerc in the Tornado. 2nd and 3rd, the 2 FJRs.
Yeah, okay.
Magnussen and Caracciola, so make of that what you will. As we await the race start.
I think your rate of development is going to be insane. I think by halfway through the season, you're going to be in good shape. And so Mitchell running the C will get less development than the B. So I do reckon they will struggle.
We'll see how it goes along. I did notice Bryant and Alonso were 10th and 11th in warm-up, and I think I know why, but let's concentrate on the race start first of all. 5 lights on, and the 5 lights go out. The 2018 season is underway. That was a good start from Sebastian Vettel. Alonso away well as well, and Fernando Alonso outbreaks the lot of them to take the lead through the first corner.
The unbiased commentator is currently fist pumping the air.
Fist pumping indeed, and Nolan Bryant's made a good start as well as he's challenging Lewis Hamilton for 5th place around turn number 3. And are there any instants further back? It looks as if they're all pretty clean. As you can see further back, that's Roman Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen's had a poor start from 20th down to 22nd. But there is your race leader, Fernando Alonso. Interestingly, on the hard tyres, I'm just a bit curious about that.
Yeah, I think just the fact that there's not been that much running on the mediums, because it's different tyres for different year. Do you lose your development going year to year?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But the hard is a control tyre, which doesn't get developed.
Yeah, because I was thinking that just for the first couple of races, maybe just stick on the hards just to play it safe.
Ooh, Ricciardo having a very, very close look at Lewis Hamilton. Ricciardo was 15th in warm-up and Hamilton 12th. I'll make sure I've got that right. Yes. But yes. Rounding the final corner to complete the first lap, it is Fernando Alonso with Väinö Kimminen second, Farina third, Vettel fourth, so dropping from second to fourth from the race start to the first corner, first lap. And it's Leclerc having a good look at Daniel Ricciardo. 2014 shake and bake teammates actually teaming up with each other once again for Andrew Racing.
I wonder if they'll have a fairer playing field this time. Because they didn't have a very fair playing field.
Not really.
It was very much. To any of the newbies who are watching this, I very much favour one driver in terms of just having one development driver and one that I put all the championship oomph behind. And Ricciardo was unfortunately playing the role of bitch.
So rounding the turn 8 and 9 section onto the curving left before the Waite chicane, that's W-A-I-T-E. Fast left followed by an equally fast right, and Charles Leclerc seems desperate to try and get ahead of Daniel Ricciardo for 7th place. Leclerc fastest in the warm-up, and Ricciardo shutting the door quite firmly, and you can see medium firestones on the Tornado.
Be interesting to see how Leclerc does in his first season.
Absolutely. He was runner-up in last season's FF1M Championship. That championship won by Chuck Bucknam, currently driving in the Mitchell, and currently in 11th place.
And that's just the Gajira is black rather than red. I thought it was going to be.
Ooh, the inside. And contact between the two, and Leclerc has punted Ricciardo into a spin. Is everybody going to avoid the Aussie? No, that's an AJ that has clattered into the Aussie.
They've actually done all right. They're not too badly damaged.
Which AJ was that got involved? Keep an eye on the lap charts to see who's dropping back. You can see the AJ dropping back as Max Verstappen. And Ricciardo getting bumped again by Caracciola. It was Alfonsi, I think. Just saw his name briefly flash up. By the way, AJ in an interesting situation tyre-wise because they're exclusively running Avon tyres. It won't show up on their actual tyre sidewalls. We just have to rely on the information that they give us. They're running soft Avons for this.
Sounds a wee bit dodgy there with his secret tyres.
Mm.
Have you ever heard that conspiracy theory in the real F1 about how Williams in 2012 to win that race with Maldonado were actually using
I've heard this
tyres?
I've heard this Pirelli lottery, yeah.
Yeah.
I think people just like to make up conspiracy theories.
So as well. Yeah, I don't think there's anything to it.
So what's that done for the race order? Well, it's Leclerc now up to 7th. Thomas Gonzalez in the CBA Racing is up to 8th, but under pressure from James Clark. I think I saw Chuck Bucknam in 10th place. Well, here's Kevin Magnussen having a look at Tilsley, but you can see no straight line speed. For the oh, there's more incidents up ahead. I think it's at Caracciola having a look at Grosjean as Ricciardo is into the pits for a new front wing. That's unfortunate for the Australian because, well, he was looking to do well in front of his home crowd.
Yeah, I thought he might have got away with that with just some end plate damage or something, but evidently not. But yeah, one thing I was saying before, I thought the Gajira was red again this season. It's like black with red. It looks cool though.
I think it was a testing livery that they were running. It was the red with green bits. It was the livery they ran in Japan actually as a tribute to a Japanese motorbike rider called Norifumi Abe, or is it Norik? Well, he's called Norik Abe. I think Norik is his nickname, but yeah, it was pretty good in the day as we got yellows at turn 13, so there's been an incident. Who's dropping back? Well, Gonzalez has been passed by Bucknam, so has Bucknam had a go? Well, Clark and Gonzalez making contact between each other, so that would explain why Bucknam has taken them both.
Grandpa Gonzalez, as he was called last season. Was it last season?
Yeah, it was quite a bit last season. He had a heck of a run on Clark, but just completely panicked and just ran into the back of Clark into 13. So Gonzalez completely misjudging his own ability.
Yeah, the AI was a lot more A than I there. If that makes sense.
More A than high.
Yeah, more A than I, yeah. Also, can you see like the colour on the side pods? It is actually like a kind of a deep blue purple, but on GP4 it kind of comes out as black, but yeah, it's meant to be like a deep blue, like really, really deep blue.
So that's a revival of it was the North American livery that he ran in 2017.
It might have been. Did that one not have red on it?
Well, it was mostly yellow, but yep. What we're looking at, Caracciola making contact with the willows and spinning round. Is she going to be collected? Nope, but relatively neat recovery. But FJR's season not starting very well at all.
It looks good, that, with the milk a cow purple on it.
Yeah, I was trying to challenge, it was the Monolith boss, to see if he could make a livery that's where orange and purple worked.
It does look pretty good.
This is a tornado. This is Hamilton versus Leclerc into 13. Again, an aggressive defence. It's proving quite difficult to overtake around here. And if you try too hard, it's going to end up in contact.
I don't think the changes they made to the circuit make it particularly easier to overtake either. In 20... Oof.
Ooh.
He's on one, his old Charles.
Yes. Getting away with one there. But yeah, they're removing the 8-9 chicane. I think it's helped it a little bit, but not to a massive degree, because it's always been difficult to overtake round Melbourne.
I didn't really see the point of opening out the turn before that either.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have done anything.
That was a good move from Sergio Perez. I think he was overtaking, it was Mason Taylor, but here we see Magnussen still with no straight line speed versus Russell. As a new fastest lap for Caracciola, interestingly, a 1:22.1. So, in clear air, FJR could be quite quick, but it is difficult to overtake around Melbourne. As Ricciardo, that's just sums up a really bad race for him.
Yep.
And a Climax engine, I would have put them as one of the more reliable engines. So, them being the first ones to blow up is quite interesting.
Yeah, only 6 laps in as well, so not much engine development. So yeah, got taken out and now his engine's blown up, so that is the lump of sweet corn on top of the steaming turd that has been his race, I'd say.
It's a nice little revival, that.
Can I patent that one?
You can patent whatever you want. Patent some of your sponsors' products as well.
Oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me of my sponsor obligations. As
Daniel Ricciardo steams away in the gravel trap, both literally and metaphorically, after being spun out earlier in the race. It was Leclerc that tagged him out, wasn't it? As Hamilton, that's a problem for the Mitchell. Hamilton's slowing down. So if Mitchell are looking to challenge for wins or a championship, then this has not helped him, and he's pulling off.
Yeah, there was nothing on his steering wheel, which
could have been pure electrical failure if that's the case. But we'll see what comes up.
He's got a problem with his wheel now as well.
Yeah, compounds the misery. But the other Mitchell's running in 8th place. That's Chuck Bucknam. So the top 6 are still pretty close together. Lap after lap 9, only 6.4 seconds between them. So, and it is electrical, yes. So the entire steering wheel failed. No information on the readout. And yeah, it's just shut the car down as Leclerc versus Bryant into 13th. That is 5th place for Charles Leclerc, using his warm-up speed to good effect as he chases after now the top 4.
So it looks like we're in the familiar scenario where Tornado have pulled a blinder again because they are looking good. Or it might just be that Alonso and Bryant on their hard tyres are just kind of holding up the field a little bit.
Something like that, as an AJ nearly makes contact with the back of a GRM. One thing I did notice from the timing sheets is that 3 teams may have forgotten to update their spreadsheets because hard tyres for all sessions.
Yeah.
They included Galaxy, which is a possible reason as to why they didn't qualify for the race. Tilsley, which the fact that they did make it into the race makes it a bit more impressive. And GRM was the other one as well. So there's 2 of your Megatron customers needing to step up a bit.
Oh, hold on a minute. This is going slow. Oh, right, he's coming into the pits.
It's a pit stop.
He's pulling off there.
Pit stop for Väinö Kimminen. So the first of the top 4 to pit, and it comes at the end of lap 12. And we're expecting 3 stops all around, by the way.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if I maybe should have gone with the mediums instead of the hards, but...
Yeah, aside from AJ, I'm the only team running the softs for the race. So, yes, what I did, I'm basically trying out an extreme setup, and in it very, very much hurts me qualifying pace.
And what's hurting you as well is just the fact you kind of can't make inroads.
Yeah, I can't shift the traffic.
Yeah, as soon as you pull out the slipstream, you kind of drop anchor a little bit.
Yep, and that's a consequence of my design philosophy. Just absolutely no straight line speed from me design.
Sounds like you need a magic wand to fix that. Speaking of which, this is a good opportunity to fulfill my Love Honey sponsor obligations. The Magic Wand Deluxe Rechargeable Mini Wand Massager by Love Honey is down from $49.99 to $34.99. What is it that you do with that?
All sorts of things you can do with it.
Let's have a look at that. Ooh, interesting. Anyway.
Into the pits comes Alessandro Farina.
I was just looking at the pictures that come with that on the website. Good thing this is radio, not TV.
Farina pulling into his box now. Where can he rejoin in relation to Väinö Kimminen as Leclerc also makes a pit stop? Very, very fast stop from Farina. Now, that's Bucknam coming through. That's a GRM behind, I think. And the back of that 4Q is Väinö Kimminen. Is Farina going to rejoin in front or behind? It's going to be close, but he's just rejoined ahead of Väinö Kimminen, so Farina has overcut the Tornado.
So this just in, Gajera are back by the look of it.
Gajera looking good.
They've been off the pace for a few seasons now, and kind of didn't really know where they disappeared to, but yeah, this is looking promising for them.
It was from Spa last season where they started to get it back together, with Farina putting in some good displays and could have easily won 2 races at Sepang and Suzuka, but Sepang, Tornado were very quick to put out Grosjean's fire at a pit stop.
Yeah, that was so lucky.
And then at Suzuka, it was a slow second pit stop that prevented Farina from jumping Ricciardo.
So either we're about to see Alonso pile into the pits or pile into the wall, and it's into the pits by the look of it.
So race leader Fernando Alonso. It's a shake and bake 1-2 at the moment, actually, but pit stops are going on.
So you said 3 stops all around. There's no chance of them going 2 stop.
3 stops all around, according to the intro screen. So
And,
some of his mechanics match.
You can see on the front the new Playboy sponsor after.
That was a slow getting the front right tyre on, but at least there's no hold-up. Now, is he going to rejoin ahead of Farina? Well, there's Chuck Bucknam coming through. Fernando Alonso, P3. Still, that's Farina through. Farina has jumped Alonso for the race lead, effectively.
All right, let's see what kind of pace he's got as well. Now he's in clean air.
As Bottas comes into the pits. So, Farina, well, he's currently showing in 7th place, but he's the first to have made a pit stop. And when he's now up in 3rd place, the timing graphic just updating on the left-hand side. So, temporarily, it is Nolan Bryant in the lead from Chuck Bucknam. We've got a fictional 1, 2, 3.
What's Farina's best race finish so far?
P2, and they came at Sepang and Suzuka last season.
All right.
Whereas Bucknam, this is his 3rd race. He had 2 races last season. Outside the top 10, I think, in both. But just getting used to his new team. Whereas Bryant got a podium at Macau last time. The very last race of the season.
He had a rotten season luck-wise.
Very unlucky, yeah.
Like, I wasn't even trying to shaft him over either, like I do normally with my number 2 drivers. It was just pure bad luck.
So Bryant into the pits, and I think Bucknam also into the pits. So now the race lead battle is coming through to start their 16th lap, and it is Alessandro Farina in the lead from Fernando Alonso, Bivino Kimmonen and Sebastian Vettel. So basically, Farina has gone from 3rd to 1st, whereas Kimmonen is still behind Alonso and Vettel is still in there somewhere, as is Charles Leclerc. So Leclerc is only 3 seconds off of race leader Farina.
I'm hearing from my lawyers I need to retract my previous statement about intentionally screwing over my second drivers. It was a joke, honest.
I've just got a letter here. It's addressed to a Mr. C. Cass from Shake and Bake. It says, give me back my season, Mr. S. Perez from 2012.
Give me back my career.
Where's Perez? He's 10th at the moment. Both GRMs in 10th and 11th. And Perez lapping...
He's doing fine. He's hanging in there.
Hanging in there, yeah. What about the rest of the order? Well, it is Clark and Raikkonen now up into 8th place, so he's made good use out of his earlier pit stop compared to Chuck Bucknam. And who's lapping quickly? Well, it is Farina, who's the fastest on the circuit, with Leclerc, the second fastest from the previous lap. Now, let's see the gap between Farina and Alonso on this lap. It was 9/10 of a second, and it's up to 1.5, so Farina looks to have the legs in this middle stint at this moment.
Yeah, I think I may have made a mistake with the hard tyres here, playing it safe, just trying to put some more development on the mediums before using them. But yeah, I think I should have just gone with the mediums.
And of course, the hards don't get developed at all. It's just literally just a control tyre bought by Firestone, Goodyear, and Avon.
Yeah, and so on the hard tyre, the amount of errors that you do is minimised.
Yeah.
So that was part of the reason why I did it. Being conservative for once, I know that's not in my nature, but just kind of wanting to get an idea of where the car's at.
I think that was my feeling as to why you've picked the hards, just to try and get through the first race without incident.
Yeah, and also I kind of thought each year your tyre development gets wiped as well. But yeah, that's not. Unless, what about somebody changed tyres? Will their development get wiped?
No, I think it will carry over. So,
right.
So like referring to Andrew's switch from Firestone to Goodyear,
yeah,
I think it's just a tyre switch.
Okay.
The tyre familiarity continues over to from season to season. It may well change for 2019. I think AJ is already looking to do some changes. Oh, Bryant! Oh no!
God's sake!
In fact, what has happened there?
Is he going again?
It looked like he was going to stop, but he's
spun. Maybe.
He's carried on. No, it is an issue. It's a brake problem. So, yeah, it did look like he was going to pull over, but now he's just now he's set back going again.
He's changed his mind. He clearly pulled over to the pit box and saw team boss or team chairman Fredro Fwibib in the little box that they have, and thought, I'm not going near that guy. I'm gonna try and carry on.
Now, can he make it back to the pits for another lap? So maybe he wanted to try and pit, but if penalties existed, like crossing the pit lane entry or incorrectly entering the pits.
No, he saw Fwibib and the furries and was just like, no.
He made it though, so he's still in the race, and he's taken on more fuel, so bringing his second pit stop forward, but he's lost a lot of time.
Yeah.
A heck of a lot of time. He's actually down to 19th place, and I think it's
last.
And I think the pit entrance as well, or the pit lane speed limit is down at 60 kilometers an hour as well. So that'll hurt an unscheduled stop even more. As Charles Leclerc now challenging Sebastian Vettel for 4th place.
Leclerc. He's punchy is this young lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's looking pretty feisty.
He's up for a fight.
I do wonder if he took on more of a race setup compared to Väinö Kymmenen, because Leclerc did top the warm-up session. As into, oh my goodness, in contact! He's taken out both Andrews in this race and gets back onto the circuit in front of Vettel. Vettel will not like that at all. Yeah, he should have backed out of that one.
That was ping pong, was that? That was not racing.
Mein Gott, muss das sein, so ein Bock Mr. aber auch, is what he'll be saying to that. Yeah.
Scheiße was more like what I think he'd be saying.
And it's a slowing CBA. Is that the other CBA? Well, which one is it? Is it Gonzalez or Taylor? I didn't quite see. We'll have to find out in a bit. But dropping it, I think it's Taylor. Mason Taylor is out of the race with a gearbox problem. So that is the first Judd out of the race, actually. All the other Judds still running fine.
All right, Leclerc's closing up to his next victim, which is his teammate.
Ooh, I hear a kitten.
Yeah, I can't imagine Tobias Wolff is feeling too happy right now, looking at the gap shrinking. And
that's Caterina Caracciola up to 9th place now, so Caracciola driving very well. Yeah, very good race, actually. 21st on the grid, was 3rd quickest in warm-up, and I think she still holds the fastest lap as well. So now she's got some clear track, having overtaken Perez. What can she do? She's pitting at the end of this lap, and let's see how this early pit stop works for her. Yeah, Caracciola, she had a pole position in Hungary. I think she was trying to do a first-to-last challenge then. And she had a fastest lap at Mugello, which was also her first podium. But I had a bit of I'd call it an average season last time. It was a couple of podiums, couple of pole positions, couple of fastest laps, and not much else.
It's a brand new car, isn't it? Did you abandon your car quite early through, or?
So we had the opportunity to abandon 6 races to go. I actually abandoned mine with 5 races to go because that 6th to go was Monza, and I just wanted something from a cursed race, which didn't happen. It was like I was going through a list of my cursed races, and it was like another one of my cursed races, and then immediately an engine blew up. All contact between a Willows and a Tilsley, and that is allowing Caracciola some free air. That was Grosjean and Giovinazzi. Antonio Giovinazzi, his first race in FF1M, along with George Russell, actually, as well. And Giovinazzi versus Bryant for 17th.
Bryant trying to make his way back through.
Let's talk more action. Not just yet.
That's a Virtua Fighter reference to anybody who didn't pick up on that, who I imagine is everyone.
Now, how good is the run out of the final corner? How good are the ERS systems on board these two? That was a backhanded question for you.
See that? I'm kind of disappointed with that because I was expecting him to get gobbled up there, but
And I can't remember what the default is for the ERS system for customers, because Tilsey running a customer Heart engine, and you're obviously running the manufacturer Megatron engine.
Yeah, that's a worry that.
I'm also intrigued to know how the development's going to work as well, because since Megatron lost a customer before qualifying proper, will that still be full development from this race, or will that be 2/3 development?
I'm not sure. Yeah. I imagine 2/3.
Could be 2/3. If AJ's feeling generous, could be full.
I suppose, though, it's like the... Oh,
that's a heart attack for Mattia Alfonsi. So both... Well, one AJ not doing well, the other AJ up in 5th. Kimi Räikkönen's driving very well.
I feel like you prepared that heart attack comment.
It's lodged in my brain somewhere. It was like it was taking in influence of Tobias's Ilmore engine feeling a bit ill that he's made a couple of times.
When you break down, say you're juddering to a halt.
Juddering to a halt.
I'm sorry. I'll leave.
The Moo gun is firing blanks.
That's stretching, that one.
And the climax, well, that's self-explanatory.
Yeah. Appears to have gone off prematurely.
Yep. So, Farina 5.6 seconds now ahead of Fernando Alonso, who's opened up a bit actually over Väinö Kimminen. So Kimminen getting a bit frustrated in the dirty air, which is moving him more towards Charles Leclerc. But now at half distance, Alonso is going to make his second pit stop before Alessandro Farina.
Now, could we get into undercut territory? I don't think so. 5.6 seconds is a big gap to try and make up.
It is indeed, but Farina's stayed out for at least one more lap. And are there any of the tornadoes coming in? Yes, that's one of them. I think that's Leclerc. So Leclerc looking for the undercut on his own teammate. World champion teammate, that will be. Väinö Kimminen won that championship in Brazil, battling with teammate Roman Grosjean.
It did look like for a minute, because was it Farina had a couple of bad results, and you think, oh, is this all going to go to pot? But am I remembering that right?
I'm not sure, but Vettel must have pitted a lap before Leclerc because back together on circuit again. Can Vettel do anything whilst Leclerc's tyres are not up to fully operating temperature? Not quite, so I think Leclerc should be able to pull away on his medium Firestones, which I think is a quicker tyre than the medium Goodyears, but because I think Firestone tended to run mediums more in the race, whereas Goodyear had a better qualifying tyre towards the end of 2017.
Is this... Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm with you now.
So now into the pits. This is Väinö Kimminen. This is a crucial pit stop for him because Leclerc pitted the lap before and crucially stayed ahead of Sebastian Vettel, and Farina also into the pits. But I think Farina is fairly safe.
Yeah, unless he has a pretty botched stop, he should be well ahead.
That's a great stop though, 4.8 seconds for Kimminen. Keep an eye out on the right. Farina exiting the pits after a 6.8 second pit stop, so exactly 2 seconds slower. Where's Kimminen in amongst this? Here's Alonso, there's Kimminen, and Alonso remains ahead, but where is Charles Leclerc? Kimminen turns into turn 1, and he's a fairly comfortable distance ahead, so thanks to the Tornado pit crew, Kimminen stays in 3rd and has 1 lap fresher tyres compared to Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, surprisingly in the last stint, Fernando kept him at bay a bit, but now with that tyre offset, I wonder if it's going to be advantage Kimminen.
You'd think so, and especially as you're on the hards. And FJR is in the points. Caracciola moved up to 8th, having made 2 stops. There's her teammate Kevin Magnussen looking to try and overtake Sergio Perez for 10th place. Can he do it into turn 13, or is Perez going to build a wall? Yeah, never mind. Perez's defence working pretty well. And Leclerc is the fastest driver on the circuit at the moment, but no, it's Caracciola fastest. And can Kevin Magnussen slipstream Perez? Let's see the power difference between a Judd, which is on mode 11, versus an untouched Megatron customer. Deep on the brakes, Kevin Magnussen takes 10th place off of the GRM.
See, that worries me because on paper I should have a very powerful engine and you should have a very naff one. But you kind of passed me quite easily there.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the default is for if you're leaving your spreadsheet untouched as there's a pit stop
50.
going on. 50.
I think 50 on the ERS, yeah.
Yeah. So let's assume 50% ERS for GRM and that was 100% for FJR. That's Thomas Gonzalez looking up the inside of
He's got a
Bottas,
struggle there, yeah.
shoving him out of the way, and up into 12th goes Speedy Grandad. And now Bottas under threat from Verstappen and Tilsley. It's going to be 3 wide into 3, and Verstappen bullying Bottas, and there's wheel gone on Bottas as well. So, yeah, Bottas being bullied there.
Look at the wheel bounce. Right, okay, so Bottas gone. That's less development for me.
And we've got Magnussen versus Bucknam for 9th place, and deep on the brakes once again. And the straight line speed wasn't too bad, actually. No. So Mitchell maybe going conservative, or maybe they're limited by what Mugen are allowing them to run.
Or maybe your ERS is actually pretty decent.
It could be.
All right, I've got a feeling we're going to see some action here with... back in the background, someone crashed.
Oh, it's Vettel! Sebastian Vettel. It was mechanical. It was mechanical.
Okay. Right.
The red light of doom came on.
I thought he'd done a Schumacher 2006 there.
How did I miss that? I did see Vettel's name drop down the order. I thought, it might be in the pits, but no, that is a mechanical suspension, putting him straight into the wall. So that's moved James Clark up into 5th, with Kimi Räikkönen 6th, Caracciola 7th, and Magnussen 8th. We've got both FJRs in the points now.
I like that I'm such a boring commentator. When someone has a big crash, I just go, oh, look, there's a crash there.
Caracciola just pitted, so Magnussen now up to 7th, Bucknam into 8th. So Caracciola making an early final pit stop to see if she can do anything about Kimi Räikkönen's 6th place. As we look at Fernando Alonso, who's coming up behind a lapped Tilsley.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
I think that must be Antonio Giovinazzi.
Blue flags, blue flags.
Blue flag.
Oh, get out of the way, man.
This is making this battle for second more interesting.
Yeah, okay, so it should be good here. No, don't let him through as well. Okay, good. Master of fair play over here.
Master of biasness.
Yeah, but it was starting to look a little bit hairy with those 2 tornadoes bearing down. I wouldn't want to be in Alonso's position there.
I won't want to be in Kiminen's position right at this moment because his Monegasque teammate is flying right up to the back of him. And still the Tilsley is in the way of the 2 tornadoes, and this is helping Alonso just edge out a bit of a gap. I mean, Alonso will have lost out a bit compared to Farina. Let's see what the gap is. And that's a bad place for Giovinazzi to try and let him through, and that's going to put Kiminen under pressure. Oh, what on earth? You should have just followed Kiminen through rather than try and chop up the inside.
That's the one time he showed a little bit of hesitancy to get stuck in there.
And in fact, Alonso didn't lose too much time behind Farina, only half a second, but the Tornadoes lost a load of time.
Right, so Farina, if this stop goes... Okay,
that's a mechanical problem for Farina.
Is there?
Yeah, the red light was on. So that happened very late, and Alonso takes the lead, but pulls into his pit box.
So yeah, that came at a good time for him there.
Yes.
Because that will have been around the time of his scheduled stop anyway.
Yeah. And Kiminen also pitting as...
Oh, you dirty bastard. You dirty bastard. Somebody got held up.
That was the advantage of Tornado having the early pit box. So Kiminen finally has jumped Alonso for position, but
who held me up? I'm gonna go mad here.
It was Kiminen.
Was it?
Yes, it was. There was another car involved as well. I didn't quite see, unfortunately, but you're getting a very stern letter through from Fredro Fwibib. Charles Leclerc is in the lead at the moment, and this is now his time to put in some demon laps before making his final pit stop. Kimi Raikkonen has made his final pit stop, and I think is still ahead of Caterina Caracciola.
So I think Leclerc's going to jump Alonso here as well.
I think so as well, yeah.
And doing an extra 2 laps as well, so he's going to have much fresher tyres if he doesn't jump him here.
Lap 44. And he's in the pits this lap. And it was a lap time of 1:22.9 that Leclerc had set. Clark's 7.3, but he's got another pit stop to make. I think looking pretty safe for a 5th place for the Greater Manchester native.
Caracciola doing very well. She's actually made all 3 stops and is up in 8th.
Yeah, looking like a 7th place once Kevin Magnussen makes his final pit stop. And Magnussen not pitting just yet, so I think following the same strategy as Leclerc.
So yeah, that's not bad in a kind of a damage limitation part of the season for you.
Yes. I mean, that's in part thanks to the extreme setup that I took on, which was just pure race setup that I was going for. I was 9th and 12th in Saturday practice and then dropped anchor down to 20th and 21st for qualifying.
You don't get any points in qualifying.
No, but you do get statistics if you get pole position. Kimmonen got his 3rd pole position for this race and Tornado the 52nd pole and Climax is 18th. As into the pits.
Statistics are for nerds. And we're definitely not nerds.
Most of us aren't. Leclerc into the pits.
We definitely are nerds.
Leclerc into the pits from the race lead. And where can he rejoin in relation to teammate Väinö Kimmonen? There's a bit of a hold-up as Clark came into the pits. Not as bad, though, as Alonso.
Alonso got proper hard done by.
Absolutely.
Where is Alonso?
Well, there's Farina back into the lead, and there's Kimmonen back into 2nd place. So Leclerc rejoining ahead of Fernando Alonso. Can Alonso get a good run, or is Leclerc too far ahead?
Way gone. Well, at least he's out of the way, so he hopefully won't get taken out.
That's Giovinazzi.
I thought it was going to be like, just go through it. I thought it was going to be Alonso there after I said that. I'd given him the commentator's curse.
So that is another Hart engine gone in the back of the Tilsley. But where's Russell gone? He is 13th and ahead of the Willows of Max Verstappen.
This could get tasty.
2 Tornadoes looking at each other for 2nd and 3rd. And meanwhile, Clark 5th, Raikkonen and Caracciola not far apart from each other. And in fact, Alonso, he's not far ahead of James Clark either. So I think Alonso settling for 4th, hopefully, for your sake.
Yeah, I think I'd take 4th right about now. Well, I won't mind 2nd, but, I mean, look at the pace difference, though. The 10 seconds they've pulled out in, 10 laps? So it was 44 when the...
Yeah, I think Alonso is just hanging on, basically.
Yeah. I think they probably would have made it through in the last stint.
Yes.
Anyway.
So this is 3 laps to go, and it is Farina holding a comfortable 9.3 second lead over these two. But which of these two will be in 2nd place? Will it be Väinö Kimmonen or will it be Charles Leclerc?
Tobias's desk is currently quivering in fear.
And it's Alonso 4th, Clark 5th, Raikkonen 6th for AJ. So that's a nice sight for AJ if they hold on to take points in the first race of the season. And then the 2 FJRs, 7th and 8th. There's now 2 laps to go. And interestingly, the Tornadoes were quicker than Farina on that lap, but Farina settling for... No, there's no need to push, basically.
I imagine Kimmonen would be on his radio at this moment, after knowing the carnage that his teammates caused. Just be like, okay, so, just calm him down here.
Please be sensible about this.
Tell you what, though, Charles, rookie coming in, going against the current champion, who is certainly no slouch, he showed some pace.
Absolutely, yes.
Maybe he needs to show that discretion is the better part of valour, as our friend, what's his face would say.
Jonathan Ledgard,
yeah.
a few times per race, as
Yeah.
well as the few problems that have been going on.
Yeah.
Problem for Ricciardo, we had a problem for Hamilton, there was a problem for Taylor, there was a problem for Alfonsi, there was a big problem for Bottas, and then another big problem for Vettel, and one problem for Giovinazzi as well.
A problem in the pits for Alonso too.
Yes. Are there going to be problems between these two in the final lap? Getting ever so close. I'd be scared if I were you, Tobias.
This is what we love to see as a neutral.
Here comes the slipstream for Charles Leclerc. Here comes the defence from
He's
Vino
not gonna
Kimmonen.
go for it, is he?
He is going to go for it. There's a bit of contact, but they both get away with it.
Just a bit of a love tap. It's all right.
And they were pushing each other so hard. They were actually a second quicker than Farina. But here comes Leclerc again into turn 3. Kimmonen not defending that one, which I think Tobias will be quite pleased with because they're maintaining second and third.
Yeah.
So Leclerc, in his first race, up into second place.
I think Kim in there just thinking, get this guy away from me.
Yes. And here is Farina. He was in some traffic. He was lapping Max Verstappen. Or was it Roman Grosjean? One of the two Willows anyway, who have been very reliable, but not especially quick, unfortunately, for Willows. But that's good development for Judd. We've only got one Judd runner out of the race, which was Mason Taylor.
And unbelievably, both Shake and Bake still in the race.
Yes, despite Bryant's brake issue, but...
Yeah.
Having no issues whatsoever, is Alessandro Farina timed his second pit stop to perfection, or his first pit stop to perfection, because at the final corner, for his first ever FF1M win, and Gajera back to winning ways, their first win since the 2015 Japanese Grand Prix. Well deserved that one, I think.
Yeah, very good drive. Good to have Gajera back from the wilderness.
Absolutely, and Tornado's second and third, so kickstarting their championship campaign in a very positive manner. And they're the reigning 3-time consecutive champion as well, 15, 16, 17. Could they make it in 18? We've got 17 more races to find out. And there you can see the rest of the order. It is Fernando Alonso in 4th place. Quite conservative strategy from yourself, being on the hards.
Yeah, I think I went a little bit too conservative there. Quite out of character, I know. But yeah, especially considering I kind of need to make hay while the sun's shining and you're a bit slower, because I do think you are probably the favourite for this championship, given your baseline pace.
Do you think so?
On a new car, yeah. I think Tobias's boys, although the car is very fast now, I think with an increased or a decreased rate of development with the C-spec car, I think it's going to be a case of him having to make the most of the first half of the season, and me with a B car. I mean, B and C are they've definitely not got a different rate of development. They definitely have got a different rate of development, right?
Compared to an A.
Yeah, but as in like A development is higher, B slightly lower, C slightly lower again.
Yes.
But yeah. So, I think I probably need to take a few more chances there.
As for the rest of that top 8, it was James Clark making it 2 Gajeras in the top 5, so they'll be leading the team's championship. Kimi Raikkonen back in the points, this time with AJ, and both FJRs 7th and 8th, after nearly starting on the back row completely. So, cool.
Yeah, not bad there. Not bad from AJ's boys with their mysterious tyres.
Their mysterious Avons. Gajera leading by 2 points from Tornado, Shake and Bake 3rd, AJ 4th, and FJR, the other team to score points, 5th. No doubt we'll be seeing more teams scoring points, especially Andrew. I mean, that's not the start of the season they'll have wanted, considering the car they have, and the drivers they have as well, and the engine they have.
Yeah, I think there's definitely more to come from them.
Absolutely. So that was the first race of an 18-race season. We will be shifting over to South Africa for round 2, taking place at the Kyalami circuit. So, from the two of us, we shall see you then.